Hello and welcome to the Growing Green podcast. Your host, Jeremiah Jennings, is the owner of Growing Green Landscapes in Birmingham, Alabama, and has a passion for growing the entrepreneurship community for those who are young in business. Being a business owner isn't easy, especially in the early years, and that's why in this show we dive into a wide range of topics covering all the challenges small business owners deal with. Even if your company is generating $1 million or more, the stories from our great guest and Jeremiah's own firsthand experiences will propel your business forward. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in to the episode today here on the Growing Green podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings, and I'm super excited to come to you today with another fresh new episode for your Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Having a great week out there. Happy Thanksgiving week to you. Happy Thanksgiving if you're listening on Thursday. If you're out working today, which I hope you're not, I shouldn't say that. Maybe you are. That's just the way your schedule works. Family does something different, and you're grinding on a Thursday. Then go and get it. But I hope you have gotten some time to spend with your friends, your family, whatever that setup looks like for you this week, because Thanksgiving is my favorite time of the year, hands down. We talked about it on our Marriage Monday show. It is just such a fun time for our family and myself, and it's one that I really get to cherish for a long time. And there's nothing that I really enjoy more throughout the year, than Thanksgiving. And so I hope that you guys are getting to spend that with your friends and your family, like I said, and have a good time and just reminisce and reflect on the year that's previously we're coming out of, and look ahead to the year that's coming as well. Forecasting that, and just give thanks to all the opportunities that you have. Even though it's not here, you have a lot of opportunities. And I have a lot of things to say thank you for. A lot of things in my life have been given to me by the Lord, and pretty much everything, in case you didn't know that. He provides everything for us, and I do have to steward it, but He allows it to happen. As I take my sip from my Seaside mug with my coffee in it. Not fancy coffee. Just some nice black ground goodness with a little bit of creamer. Don't tell Caleb. I have a lot to say thank you for. We've been very blessed. Very, 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 very blessed. And we could not do anything that we do without the Lord allowing it to happen. And I've been very open, very honest, and more transparent about my Christian faith and walk than I have ever before, I think in probably the last year to year and a half here on the show. And I hope that's evident to you guys in a sense of not a look at me, look what I do, but hey, look at what's possible through Christ. And it's a crazy thing to have the Lord work in your life and see things happen and doors open and close that He allows to open and close that you may not see in the moment, but 6 months later, you never know. It could be much more present, and you have to be able to see that. You have to open your eyes enough to see that. And I just want to say thank you to y'all for following along and tuning into the show the last couple months and year and a half, 2 years here. The show's changed a little bit in that time. We've gone a lot more of the solo route. I'm telling you our story and kind of walking that out here for you to see as we grow. And it's not always easy. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. You see that. You hear that. And I just want you to don't give up on us yet, right? This year was a tough year. It's been very open and honest about that. There hasn't been a bunch of wins. There's been some wins in here. Hasn't been a bunch of wins, though. We've had some positives, but we've had a lot of negatives. And we're continuing to push through that, continue to keep our head down and keep on going. And I hope that is some value to you, because you need to know that even when the times get tough, you got to keep your head down and keep on pushing. And I hope that it's been pretty evident to you that I come to you each and every day, or 3 days a week, and I don't come into it with a negativity mindset, with the mindset of, oh, woe is me, can't get anything done type thing, right? Or, oh, the world's against me. Like, that is not the mindset that I carry. It's not the mindset that I ever plan to carry, and I hope that you can see that. in doing this, right, in showing this transparency, in laying it all out there for you, I hope that you can make decisions and say, you know what, if he's going through that, maybe my life isn't so bad. Maybe this person, or maybe, hey, he's going through that, but he doesn't know what I'm going through. Like, life is tough. And you know what? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is tough. And I understand that. And maybe you're going through something I've never even fathomed going through, right? But if your faith is where it needs to be and your trust is where it needs to be in the Lord, you will get through it. It's hard to do life on your own. And it's hard to do life without having that void filled, because guess what? You're going to be searching for that void forever. You will be searching for that void for eternity until you find it. You'll try to fill it with work. You'll try to fill it with time with your spouse. You'll try to fill it with time with friends. You'll try to fill it with material things, right? All those things will continue, and you'll continue to fill and fill and fill and fill, and nothing will satisfy. Nothing. You'll still keep working. You'll still keep trying to solve the next problem. You won't feel content until you find that hope. So I'm thankful for my faith. I'm thankful for what the Lord's allowed me to have in that, and how he's worked in my life, how he's given us a platform to share with you about it, because it is the most important thing that happens. I don't know that I've ever said this on the show before. I've had this in many, many open conversations with a lot of you, and behind closed doors as well. What I'm about to say is a very simple phrase, but it is so hard to wrap your brain around. It's hard to do. Like, it's really, really hard to do. I try, and yes, I still struggle with it. And I've said this for years and tried to comprehend this for years. There is literally nothing on the planet that matters other than where you go when you die. Where you go when you die, your salvation is the only thing that matters in the world. The amount of money, the amount of friends, the house, the wife, the kids, like, that's all great. That's all good stuff. That's all things that you can use to grow and help other people and be a ministry to other people. But nothing in the world matters. It will all fall away. It won't mean anything. Literally won't mean anything. So please consider that as you go into this holiday season. You look at Christmas, you look at Thanksgiving, you look at friends and family and good and happy and presents and this and that, yay. That void won't be filled until you have a personal relationship with Christ. So just think about that as you go in. And try to think on that phrase for a minute, because it'll rock you. If you sit there and think about it, it'll rock you. It'll change up your mindset on a few things. I'm thankful for each and every one of you that listen. We could not do this show without you. Could not do it. If you didn't listen, we couldn't have sponsors, which means we couldn't pay the bills, which means we couldn't do the show. There you go, right? It's plain and simple. If I didn't get the messages from you about how much the show is changing your life and how much you love hearing me and Savannah go back and forth and banter and share our marriage pretty much out there for you to see, we wouldn't do it. We wouldn't do a show. We wouldn't sit there and record after kids go to bed and we've had an extremely long day, and like, we really just transparently don't even want to do it sometimes, right? But we do it because we do enjoy the results. We enjoy hearing from y'all. We enjoy seeing a positive impact out there. So thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing the show. Continue to share the show for us, please. That helps grow the show. There is no algorithm in podcasting. We occasionally get recommended to someone who listens to a show similar to ours. So you go listen to Brian's or Paul's or Caleb's or whoever's, right? And we may get a little recommendation in the bottom there on the podcast app of, you may also like this show. But if we have a show go really, really well and have really good clips in it and have really good downloads, there's no algorithm that pushes that show to the greater audience. So please continue to share the show for us. Thank you to all the people that recommended things and ideas to us this year. I went to Instagram a lot. This community is crazy. And there's probably people that don't even listen to the podcast that won't ever hear this because they're not on Instagram. I'll maybe post something over there too. But the community there that I've reached out to and asked for resources and ideas and tips and tricks, and like, that is a value, guys. That is a value. And I encourage you to step into that. If you're not on Facebook or Instagram or social media, like, get into it, because the community that we have over there is just unlike any other. I've still yet to find it. And I know that I seriously, with full confidence, know that if I run into an issue during the day, I can post a story and have it solved by that night. Like, that's how good our community is. That's how much people want to help each other. That's how much we want to grow. So get plugged into that. Follow us on Instagram, Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram. There's a bunch of other people in the industry on Instagram. Guys, I follow thousands of people, thousands of you that literally just want to help others get better. Like, that's what you're there for. You're there to share your journey and give advice when you can. And that is so cool. Like, that's so cool. It's not a gatekeeper mentality. It's not a hush-hush, like, oh, I'm not helping you. No way, you're my competition. That's not what we have in our industry on social media. You may have that locally. Everybody has it to an extent. But you get out there and you get into the world of the worldwide ether, and people want to help. They really do. Thank you to the mentors out there, right, in my life. The mentors out there in my life have just been really, really transformative for me, opened my thought process a little bit this year, the last couple years, really. Mark Bradley's had a huge impact, and I shouldn't start naming people because I'll forget and leave people out, but there's a few that like come top of mind that I really wouldn't be where I'm at now, and I'm nowhere, by the way, but I wouldn't even be right where I'm at or have the vision for where I'm going if it wasn't for these people. And Mark Bradley is one of them, right? And Mark is a person that I look up to greatly. A lot of what Mark says is something that I'm going to take and follow, and I'm going to implement. There's some things that we don't align on, but overall, Mark is giving such good news and such hope for people that are trying to build an entrepreneurial path for themselves, create generational wealth for their families and their teams and their employees, and really change the world. Like, he can and is helping people change the world with Leanscaper and what he did with LMN. Like, my business is in a different spot because of LMN, right? And he had a huge hand in that, in building. I know we had an amazing team, but he had a huge hand in that. And I could not be more grateful to be able to be around him a little bit and have the opportunity to take advice from him and move on some goals he's helped me set for myself, and just be held accountable to. So thanks to Mark out there. Guys, you've heard me talk about Pat a lot. Pat Murray with Forward Coaching. Forward Coaching is who we've been using the last year to really help transform some things in our business. I got to a point where I was just like almost running in circles, and I needed some help. And Pat stepped in and said, "Hey, I got you." And Pat kind of took me under his wing back in last winter and has showed me, opened my eyes to so much, so many metrics and ideas and ways of thinking that I didn't even see possible as an entrepreneur in the green industry. And, this is what I'm talking about when I say genuinely just like break into another mindset that I don't even know that I could have had on my own. Because I'm a very, something about me, and you may get around me and see this, or I don't even know that I've actually shared this, is at the end of the day, I don't know that I'm that creative in a sense of creative thinking. I can do creative thinking to an extent, but it's different. I can come up with ideas and things like that more than I can X's and O's creatively. Like, creative writing when I was a kid sucked. I was not good at creative writing. We need creative writing in school. Like, you'd have to just write a story or something. I was not good at that. And, I think that in this industry, owning a business like this, you have to, and you grow people, you have to have creative thinking. You have to think of ways to change things up or gamify or track metrics, or, there's ways to do this. And I struggle with that. And I'm more of a hey, what have you got that works? Give it to me and let's implement it, right? And I can track it. And so that's what we've kind of done. That's what Pat's done with me, is he's gone and said, "Hey, look, we've done all this at PA and Local Roots. We've done all this in Local Roots. What can we take from this and apply to your business, and it still carry the same principles over, still carry the same weight, and really end up moving the needle forward for you?" And so it showed me a lot, handheld me through a lot, saved me from a lot of issues that probably literally could have tanked our business, probably could have put us under if we wouldn't have gotten them fixed when we did, and opened my eyes to a lot of things. So I can firmly say I would not be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for Pat and his leadership and guidance. So I'm very thankful to him, and I hope that you reach out to a coach like that if you need one, or even if you don't think you need one, you probably do. Get a mentor, get someone, but have someone that you can really turn and pour into. Like X's and O's work with you on things. And sometimes Pat and I do go high level. A lot of times we are literally X and O's fixing problems of that week. And that is something that I think is tremendous value in owning and growing a business. Is like, hey, we have this problem this week. I don't have anyone here that can fix it with me. I need this fixed now because if we don't fix it, we're going to be in trouble. He's like, yes, let's dive in. Let's go. Because, guys, they're running a $14 million landscape company in PA. Like, they've gone through the gamut. They've seen the things, the stories they have, the experiences they've seen. Him and Ken up there. Guys, the team they've built is just fantastic. And he can truly look and say, like, look, we've gone through this. Like, yes, this is normal. Like cash flow issues and running out of work, pipeline, those things that we all go through, they've done them at that level. And they can tell you and say, look, we've cracked the code. Here's what we do. It takes effort. It takes a lot of work, but you can do it. And I think that's good. And also accountability. It's accountability because I know that if I don't show up to our meetings with the things that he requests or needs, that I'm getting chewed out for it. And that is going to be even more hot and heavy going into 2026 because, hey, buddy, we got a big goal to hit. And one day we're going to get there. We're going to get there in 26. That's the goal, right? We're going to push it, and we're going to go hard. And it's hard for me to wrap my brain around sometimes, small mind thinking. And I don't even think I have a small mind thinking. I don't have a bad case of limiting beliefs. I really don't because those things don't scare me. Like big goals don't scare me. I don't sit here and tell myself, I can't do that. We're never going to get it. It's just more of a like, hey, this is reality. We have to actually go do it now. I can think of the goal and see the goal and say we're going to get the goal, but it's the reality of actually acting on it and fulfilling it and sustaining it. That's the thing. That's when it gets tough sometimes. So I do have to take action on those things, and that's when it does get a little hard. But we have him in our corner pushing us and sharing along. So thank you to Pat for everything that you do for us, buddy, even if you probably never hear this. But anyway, one or two more that I feel like I should talk about because, I think that you should, guys, today, this week, find people in your industry. Maybe you're not in the green industry, right? I know there's people that listen to this that aren't in the green industry. Find people in your industry that have been mentors. Find people that have been a friend, right? Find people that have been a friend. Pat's a good friend, but he's a mentor to me in the industry. He is like, hey, I turn to you for coaching. Like when we get together, we have a good time, but he is someone that I say, look, guide me along the way. We don't just cut up. We don't get on the phone and just chit chat for an hour. We go hard in the paint and he guides me in my business. And then there's friends. And there's friends that, again, people double as friends. Don't hear me say that. But it's very open that we have built a good relationship with the Almonds and the Fullertons. Brian and Liz Fullerton, Caleb and Brittany Almond. They are tremendous people doing tremendous things for this industry. If you're listening to this show, you've probably heard both of them before. You probably know who they are. If you don't, go check them out. Their channels are amazing. Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast and the Kid Contractor Podcast over there. Brian has a very successful YouTube channel, a very successful podcast, a very successful media business, growing his lawn and landscape business. He doesn't have time to be friends with me, right? But he has, and it's cool. It's cool to say, like, hey, we're friends and we're across the country. We seriously probably talk once a day, once every other day, minimum. And there's no telling what it's about. It's about kids. It's about family. It's about trucks. It's about growing the business, investing into the business. It's always something. The conversation varies, but it's not always business, right? And it's a lot of just like, hey, same stage of life, raising young kids, figuring this thing out. What does it look like? Trying to grow wealth, all of this stuff. And it's fun to have someone to talk to that has big goals and big visions. And he is a mentor for me, right? In the sense of, he's done some things with his media company that I would like to do with some of our stuff as we continue to create and produce things. But he's just a friend. He's a friend. And I love getting on and bantering and just going back and forth. Whenever we do a podcast, it's so natural. It's so just like, here we go. Not forced at all. It's just a fun time. And I couldn't be more thankful for them. And the family they're building up there in Michigan, like I highly suggest you guys to tune into some of his content and understand Brian's heart. Like, I've seen Brian behind closed doors. I've seen him out in public. I've seen him in a lot of places you may not ever see him. And he's the same one way or the other, right? He doesn't miss. He doesn't turn it on for the public and turn it off for behind closed doors. Now, is there a little bit of like, come on, let's use some common sense, right? You're a little bit more relaxed in your house and on vacation and things like that. But the principle of the matter is, like, Brian's the same. He's here to help people grow. He's here to invest in others. And the more that he invests in others, the more that their family grows. And he has good intentions behind that. And it's proved itself, right? It's proved itself. There's so many of you that have said and say continuously, I wouldn't be here, I wouldn't be in this business if it wasn't for this, or if it wasn't for that video or that podcast or that conversation or this review. I wouldn't know what to do, what kind of equipment to get, right? There's people that are on this earth right now that say, I would not be here on this earth if it wasn't for a video or an event or a podcast, right? And that is just tremendous impact, right? That is what impact is about, is investing in other people so much that their life changes because of the work that you put in, right? And being able to do that day in and day out for an extended period of time is what separates good from great. Like, great is being able to do that over and over and over and over again. It really is. So you should say thank you to Brian today. I mean, he's going to get a lot of it, right? He's going to don't inflate his head too much now, but you should say thank you, because the stuff the dude puts out, the friendships he's made, the relationships he's built in the industry, is a really tremendous thing. And not along with that, right? I transitioned over to Caleb and Brittany Allman. They are in a different stage of life than we are, in a sense of they have a little bit older kids. But, and I tell you guys that I think the reason that we've gotten to be good friends is because we're all trying to build family legacies. We're all trying to build businesses in similar stages somewhat. Kevin and Brittany are a little bit more advanced, right? They've moved the needle a lot the past 3 years. They've done tremendous growth, tremendous action taking. They're not the same people. And I think that's one of the most encouraging things. That's one of the things that I look at and say, holy cow, way to go. Is that when I met Kevin and Brittany 3, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, they were totally different humans, totally different humans. Their thought process, the way they operated, everything about them was so different. And I think that what I've seen from them in the past 3 years, the growth they've made, the changes they've made, the mindset shifts they've made, has been very inspiring, right? And getting to hear them and their conversations, again, behind some closed doors and more just open, raw, I know their heart, and I know what they want to do with their family and how the impact they want to have for their team. And again, extremely good conversations that they want to have a healthy marriage. They invest in their marriage. They invest in taking and growing themselves. And that's something that me and Savannah look up to, right? They've been married for, 12, 15 years, 20. I really don't know. I'm bad with that stuff. But they've been married for a while. They've been married longer than 12 years, because I think their daughter, Addison, is 12. So 15 years maybe, somewhere in there. They've been together a long time. The way they've grown and the way they've stuck it out, guys, they've been through some crap. They have been through some crap. There's some stuff that's happened. They have been through the ringer. But they always turn back to each other, and they always have Christ centered first. And that's the same, right? They are a couple. Caleb's a man that leads his family well and has Christ centered in his family. Is Caleb perfect? No. Don't get me wrong, right? I'm not perfect. Caleb's not perfect. No one's perfect. Nobody that I've said today is perfect, right? But Caleb in his heart wants Christ first in his family, wants his kid to grow up knowing Christ, and I think that right there is what matters the most to me. And having that in someone to call a friend that has, again, big visions, big goals, big dreams to grow a company, to be successful here on earth in a sense of have impact that way, continue to share the gospel, right? And we have conversations, guys, about people that are burdened on our hearts for to share the gospel with and to see that void be filled, right? We've had those conversations. To be able to have those conversations with somebody is just crazy. Like it's crazy the relief that is to know that, hey, I can turn and have this conversation with somebody and not be looked at like I'm crazy, but also share the same values and things. So I'm thankful for those relationships today. I'm thankful for the good friends that across the country, and I'm thankful for all my friends at home, guys. Like my friends at home locally that helped me and teach me, they're fantastic. I just think, to me, there's something special about being able to be across the country and talk like we talk and goof off like we goof off and vacation together and have such a fun time together while, again, continuing to move the needle forward in the sense of our faith journey and impact that we have with other people. And I know that that's why I'm thankful for this community, because what you're doing right now, listening to this show, that's moving the needle forward for this community. You're supporting, and being able to support and move the needle forward for this community helps everyone in the end. Helps everybody. It's going to help yourself for sure, right? But everybody in the end is going to get helped from it. And I just know that I would not be in the place that I'm at if it wasn't for y'all. If it wasn't for this opportunity to come sit and look at a wall and talk to you for 30 minutes 3 times a week, right? You don't see a lot of video behind the scenes. There's times I'm literally sitting here talking to a wall, but I know that it's having impact across the world. There's people who listen to this show in Australia, in England, China. There's a couple in Africa. Guys, all across the world, there's impact being made. And guess what? It doesn't take much. It does not take much. You can have worldwide impact. You just got to be genuine. You got to be raw. You got to be relatable. You got to let people know that you're here for them, not for yourself. There's a lot of people in this world, guys, and a lot of people that you see day in and day out, that their only goal is to see themselves win, to see themselves succeed, and it doesn't matter what happens along the way to anyone else around them. And that's not a healthy mindset. I won't surround myself with those people. I won't engage with those people. Like, I just wrecked my fingernail with the little fidget pick thing that I'm messing with. That's real. I won't spend my time with those people. Like, I'm not building that. I'm not going to spend my time just to watch you only worry about growing yourself. Everybody that I've mentioned today is here to see others grow. They're here to see the world change because of the impact that they make. It's that simple. And I'm lucky to be in those friendships. There's so many friendships that I left out that I can't even begin. Like, guys, this is going back to this whole community that started, 4 years ago now, 5 years ago for myself when I entered in. And that was the very, very early days of it. I came in pretty early in it. But, guys, the first people that I still talk to regularly and still call them friends, right? Like, that are doing different things and growing businesses and impacting people. And again, I don't want to name drop, but like these, just the people that come to mind from the very, very beginning is Rory Kendall, right? Rory Kendall, Aaron Strunk. Those are people that I met early on in business. Josh Sutton. Me and Sutton talk very frequently. And happy to call him a friend because he gives me a lot of advice when I need it, right? And good or bad, in a sense of criticism as well. Like he will criticize me in a good way, and he'll give me like the hey, or he'll lift me up in a good way, and he'll criticize me and like, hey, no, you need to do this better. This doesn't need to be done that way, and it's good to hear. I need that stuff. But those are some of the people that I met early on. Some of the first podcasts we ever did was right there at Lamont Hairston, right? These guys have been in the industry. They've been pouring back. They've been in the social game, and they just want to give. They're full of joy. They're full of life. They're full of happiness, and that's what it's about. Those are people that I don't ever hear complain. I don't ever look at Josh Sutton's story and think I'm just going to get a woe is me mentality today. It's a great day in Kearney, Missouri, sunny and 45 on the dash, right? Those are the people you need in your life. Find those people. 2026, make that your year of finding those people. Find them locally. We talked Monday about having local friends and what that does for you, right? What that does for your marriage and your relationships. It does great things. But find them worldwide too. Find them across the country. Find them in different markets, different areas. They can give and take good advice, right? Give criticism when needed. And help you grow. Help you change. Thank you. Very simply, thank you. Go into Thanksgiving this week. Tell your family thank you. Tell your parents thank you for what they've done for you, the time they poured into you. Maybe you didn't have a good set of parents. Maybe you had other people, other mentors that poured into you. Other elder people that just literally showed you right steps from wrong steps, right? And maybe you didn't have anybody. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you did figure it out on your own. Then you need to say thank you to the people that you're going to have impact on now. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me guide you, because I never had that, and that's what I want to do. I want to help you grow. Right? Think about it that way. Don't sit here and say, I didn't have anyone. Anyone said thank you. No one showed me the way. I figured it out. Sure, you figured it out. Great. I can tell you helped you figure it out, whether you like it or not. You probably know my answer to that, right? So you should be turning and telling the people that you're getting the impact, thank you for listening. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for taking action. Thank you for letting me pour into you, because that's a mission for you. That's how you get to impact others now, because they sit and listen and respond. That's how you make impact. That's how you show things, by investing in the people. Have a great week, guys. Have a great Thanksgiving. Be safe on Black Friday. If you're out working, doing your last leaf cleanups, you got snow to plow, be careful, be safe. I know snow season's about to ramp up like crazy. I'm about to be seeing plows on my stories all day long, so I'm going to see on Instagram for the next 4 months. But I love it. I'm excited for snow season because I like watching on stuff and I don't have to go up out and actually do it. I love it. I'm waiting every day. I'm like, when are the plows going to drop? When are the plows going to drop? Because I get to watch it all from the nice warmth of my home. So, anyway, have a great weekend. We'll catch you here on the next show. We could not do without you. Leave us a big 5-star rating or review. If I didn't mention your name, guys, we're friends. Promise. Promise we're friends. You had big impact in our lives. I'm just like, I think there is benefit in calling out certain people who you can think like, hey, major impact in my life. They need to be noticed. They need to be recognized. And the world needs to hear that. You need to do that with your family. You need to do that with your friends. Because, guys, you need to speak that. You need to notice that. You need to acknowledge that. And if you don't see her and call it out, you won't. You'll just keep on going like nothing ever happened. And you won't even acknowledge what the Lord's given you. Right? The people that He's put in your path, you won't even acknowledge it. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Without any further ado, guys, that's going to wrap this one up. Have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll catch you here on the next one. See you guys.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green podcast. It is an honor to have you listening, and we hope you receive valuable advice to help take your business to the next level. Don't forget to follow the podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.